There was that one streamer that accidentally broke in the monitor, which is very absurd. She was so mad at the game, and I think all she gotta do was take a break and then get back to streaming later on. The game was so hard for them to defeat because the players were so good at it. But even though this was a horrendous situation about the type of stuff that were going on, and sadly, they're trying to make an excusement about everything. So now all streamers are reacting to that situation on Twitter. It's like a drama type. Good to see you, Sonic, or Neo Metal Sonic. I hope you're doing well. According to what he said, yeah, I guess doing IRL streaming could be fun, even though it's really not addicting to games sometimes because they always rage at other people and it's not fun. So we might have to be aware of that situation. Otherwise, we get a lot more hate, and we don't want that to happen. Like for most streamers, actually, they don't tend to play games often, but sometimes when they stream something, maybe like going out on a restaurant, they need to ask permission from the owner so that people can stream anywhere. Like if you're in a store and you may need to ask permission for streaming or recording, then that would be fine because sometimes people might get mad for doing that and they always have to put the camera down unless they need to. We love you, thank you so much. I love you too. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I should not record something at the store because it can be really strange for them to do that. And we might have to be aware of our surroundings because people can understand why they're trying to film stuff, and it's not fair for them to do it properly. But even though it's okay, just protect at all costs, no matter what. Welcome. I hope you're all here, and you all seem are great viewers. I just wanted to see you. Gotcha. So there was that one situation where everything starts to crash out more. Her setup, it was flew from tech a lot of money for everything because breaking the computer might cost a lot of money for them just to buy a new monitor. And now they would lose their balance or even worse, their money based on how much they have on their wallet. You need to not overspend their money because their account can say, who tried to spend all that based on groceries, electronics, devices, and all serious type of items that are not needed in case of something that is urgent. We may have to lower the cost and the prices so that no other expensive things would have gone up way overpriced, and somehow people might just to end up feel not safe, and then they wanted to be insecure for all the savings that they really have just to encourage themselves, not focusing on anything that they really want to buy. Because they already spent too much on everything, doesn't mean that they should go back to a thrift store and just randomly grab everything, which takes out a lot of money. Maybe like $50 would be expensive. Like nobody would ever pay for that much price. And the manager would say, "Hey, customer, you are wasting your money." And the customer just instantly argue with the manager, and now this has become a chaos. So then a conversation between them has been gone hit through the wall, and specifically it doesn't really have to be that negative, but when you see something that is not hypocrite, they would just identify themselves as a serious crime. And personally, a person was trying to make a strict rule against each other, which is really frustrating at that moment. A lot of drama has happened over the years, so we wanted to avoid all that, just to not listen to any of the theft or criminals that were trying to hurt each other. Sometimes they need to be relentless through many other students because they always care for each other. We wanted to be happier as normal, but sometimes we may have one thing that goes through in our life, and that is being yourself as a kind person would treat other people fairly. Because if they don't treat themselves nice, then they will not appreciate anyone as can lead into a mistress. So a person would say that if they have a negative feeling, all they do is just talk to a guardian for their life support. And then one day, something would actually change your mind when they actually try to talk something back if they were not having a considered fight, going all over against each other throughout the whole entire universe. This is really contagious, but sometimes we might have to be aware of all that. Yeah, make sure to like up the stream as well, so that way we can just explain about the stories on stream, or maybe we can just record a video about it. And not only if this is positive, but it can be negative too. So one time that has happened, there was a fight against each other because a black trying to walk up against a white person, grabbing their neck and start pushing against each other onto the floor, and they would start yelling out for a war crime. And then all of a sudden, things starts to happen randomly. This has not been going separately. But even though they were trying to make a full judgment about something, then don't listen to any of those commitments that they have been said. They were all lies. Not everybody should have been forced out with anything. Just like something that would usually happen within 2 years. After all that happens, it finally goes away. Like, we don't want to deal with this anymore. So now, let's get back to the situation where crash out happens. Okay, so there's that one streamer that plays the R6 tournament game. She was trying to use the gun onto the person that goes on the other team. But then the other team started battling against each other, and they started losing one by one. She stepped out outside of the house while she was sitting there crying, and I don't know what to do, but this is not what is supposed to happen. And she said, "I'm crashing out on stream because and many people were laughing at her due to the stress moment that she was facing right now. This happened since like 1 day ago or possibly yesterday. I believe that too. There was so many things that is going wrong on to social media, and now people tend to not use it anymore because Elon Musk is going to make everything AI, which is totally disruptive, and sometimes robots can be just like humans. When they use ChatGPT, all they gotta do is search up something inappropriate, and then they would start having a fight against the internet, which is not safe at all. It can be really contagious. In fact, there is nothing more than just an outlaw. There was something about misconception about everything. Now, you might see a lot of facing outcomes that they have over the news. People might just end up having a ceasefire going across Iran and many of the countries that we're trying to battle against. They felt hurt, and sometimes they need to go to the hospital right away. Emergencies can be reliable towards the person that is trying to feel a lot of pain. Hopefully, they might have a severe injury based on everything that they have been not recognizing all about. I just explained this for maybe about a while ago, but it's nothing about terrorism. Because they said about everything has been foretold. Now, there is nothing that has been overreacting. This was a false accusation based on the high relentless model, and sometimes they would identify the major insecure problem that was trying to face, and now this has become to a problem where everything needs to be solved out within the next 5 months. I went to this event called Dance for the People event. That was taken yesterday as well. So I went there. There was a bunch of crowds going on. All of a sudden, people started clapping and cheering. Like whenever the show ends, people instantly got up and start walking to the door. And not only that, it wasn't for supposed to be all Asian people, but they instantly did. It's only just for any of these volunteers that were able to get through to this one stage. It was packed. The announcer realized that the dance moves were kind of great, but what's funny is they put a ball on top of their head and they had to bend down with their legs, even though it's like a acting stage of a performance type. It was kind of fun to watch, but it took about 2 hours of this event. It was not live streamed. It was supposedly to be making a recording of a video that was trying to film of the event, but sometimes it can be going through a camera which takes place about everything. I'm not Chinese, I'm particularly American. Okay? I was born in the US, right here in New York City. This is the place that I grew up. Long time ago, this house doesn't exist back then. There is that one place where it has all of these type floors. They have like a cupboard or even like a closet somewhere, maybe right around each type of block or room. It was really mesmerizing. That was when I was becoming a baby. But now I finally grew up, graduating every single school, like elementary, middle school, and high school. Well, not yet because I'm 18 right now. Next year, I might be able to get a job because if I need to take a transportation there, all I gotta do is find one. Unless if I still have the car with me by the time if I keep it in the or so. Yeah, I remember you, and we were talking about drama all of a sudden, and we've been talking about situation that is going on since yesterday and where I've been since I'm not streaming at that time. So I was recording a video at a different location, so it was like kind of far, but we had to take a car in order to get to the apartment. It was like, it was really that fun to do, but traveling can be much more fun than games as well. I always do like IRL stuff because it's way more fun than gaming because it's so hard for them to beat in every single game. Although they need to take extra time for them to play fairly. This is why I really don't like gaming, so I had to keep that in mind. And I always wanted to film more videos wherever I can. Nobody has ever shown up into the in person outside of the video recording because people were not recognize that I'm recording or streaming. It's because I want to be a content creator. Oh yeah, I realized something. Most people were in the event every that everyone has to take pictures of. It was really cool to watch, but sometimes it may take up longer than as usual. I mean, it's way much more fun than it used to be. We're nearing the end of June and we're about to head into next month. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for July since the holidays were coming up. For example, like Independence Day and the 4th of July. I might be able to see the fireworks during midnight, which is really cool. Especially everybody has to go outside from their homes and just watch it from there. Personally, for me, it might be cool just to have it streamed wherever they want to. And apparently, I should be able to do that once in a while. People were always feeling so graceful to every single one of us because they're known to be as a good friend of mine. Sometimes they can be a lot more jealous based on who we are. Normally, we can feel understandable, and quite frankly, there is a lot of people going out and they start to recognize each other when they are actually new to the student. We already know who our friends are because we actually met them since 2 years ago. I remember these days throughout the years because it's my memory. I know this year's gonna be bad and good sometimes. For most of the years, they think that it was untouchable for them to miss out on the things that they were doing or unless they really want to get paid more. Sometimes if they give you $100, the manager said, "We don't need money. It's fine. It's a reward. Just do anything you can do, but have it done at the end of the day." And then the worker starts doing their own business, and then after a while, they start taking a lot of customers' orders throughout the whole entire screen. The menu is behind the cashier, which is really on top of it, and you can pay anything extra, based like a coupon or anything. So now we know how to expand our unit and what we can do based on having newer and newer jobs when it comes to graduating college or university. I'm gonna show you a full video of this streamer trying to act out like a baby.
Listen, 12 o'clock is good, man. Heat up your food on the table. 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
12 o'clock system.
So I gotta wait about 2 hours? Or under an hour?
Or 11:30, okay?
11:30 is good too.
Only you 食啊，Benny 中意食。
Why? Oh,
翻嚟先食啊。
okay. It's like a fighting war game. Look at this. It looks like violence. Don't you even recommend this situation? It's so bad that most people cannot handle this. They felt so aggressive that the aftermath of that whole entire resolution has come to an end because the commitment based on the war of the devices has started breaking and breaking everything. It's not fair for everybody unless they need to get paid by going out to Best Buy or anything. Because the brand of the computer was literally made out of everything. Because the sign based on their computer was so expensive that they really need to buy more stuff because it's literally cost over $1,000 for everything. It's not even okay. They're so bad because the camera was tilting away from the computer, and now this has become to a serious major issue. She punched the monitor so hard that the screen went black. This is obvious from most of his own useless time because why do they keep breaking the monitor every time they start feeling angry about it? Just take up things for your own needs. Because when they feel angry, people will not be your friend. They can be just angry as it is. You cannot punch someone, you cannot try to swear at each other. Don't do any of the bad things, otherwise, people might end up facing to that one common situation, and now everybody will be doing the same thing like what the person was trying to do. Strangers can be like a bully, but major things can happen in a serious matter of consequences, and even though it is really not that unified at all, it's so weird just having these trauma and even those serious crimes can be really imitated. It's so not patientable. Because of this issue that we're having right now, it can lead into the misconception of things that most people cannot have. Within everything that has been said, let's not talk about everything that has been going worse and worse. I want to see what happens when this whole entire world might actually turn into robots. Because I know humans can live forever, and they wanted to move out the whole entire U.S. that borders the African country and even part of the southwestern country that was trying to take up with. It's not fair for the political battle when they actually start misleading throughout the whole entire life of these American civilization that was been going on. It's so random that people could face the issue that was trying to help out. But no, things get a lot more complicated for everyone. Not many people really dispute. They can face a lot of tragedy though. The court said students must take a full judicial sentence by up to 8 months in jail due to the damage that was taken from the streaming device. And it would not be fun if they would try to act up in a bad way because they might have to throw a temper tantrum right into the jail cell. It's not okay, but we need to take everything serious. There's no funny business, nothing that could ever happen in our life. It's really not that obvious. But everything that has been told throughout the positive attitude that we have, it can be really not that mesmerizing. Once again, learn from your mistakes. If we don't learn from anything at all, we cannot trust anyone anymore. It's like we're going through a serious breakup. How can we deal with this positive feeling that when they're having a negative emotion? This is not just basically about anyone. It can be really tough for against these people that we're trying to make a face between out of those people that we're trying to get eliminated from. Over 100% of people that was being angry has been died over from this horrendous cancer, and none of them would survive. Like, it's a major failure for everybody. I don't think it would be quite acceptable unless they need to take one final breath of this meditation. I don't think it would be okay for them just to not realize about anything. People that were in social media, they used to identify themselves as a hate thread. Most people cannot take a lot of things way more seriously than ever before because it has taken a lot of clips lately, and it would be such a bad idea if they just do it online. It wasn't okay for them. It's not okay for just anybody. To summarize, we all should respect each other based on what we know so far and how we can deal with anxiety. they cannot come up with a reference about anything. Sadly, a lot of people has faced against the benefit of having to deal with stress about gaming, work, and even creativity. Don't even think about the past. Think about what we have in our future. Because when our days has gone by, we can just experience what we have in our own thought. Now we know that it can be self-explanatory just to make ourselves feel more comfortable. Our lives should be as protected from our body. And even though when we feel not so good about it, by the time we grew older, we can just ask someone directly for help. And then we can comfort our friends by saying nice things to each other without having to deal with bullying or sarcasm. Now we can show peaceful things that we basically have in our audiences, right? It's really about our family, traditions, and our partners that we actually love the most. When we face judgment about everything, the court might stand up against to itself. Like, it's hard. We couldn't face about anything that is going past through each and every single issue that was being having, which were very not that exciting as well. Obviously, they need just to focus on our attention and maybe we can learn one way or another. Thanks so much for watching about this conversation. I'm ending. Oh, I don't know if I should go live next week, but I'll let you know. Peace out.